Hello everyone, I am Chess Tactics. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a checkmate with a king and two rooks versus a king. This mate is also known as the rook roller mate. Now, this is because the rooks roll around the board, cutting off the black king's escape and then eventually checkmating the black king. So, yeah, I'm going to show you how to do the rook roller mate. Incidentally, this one is easier than the king and queen mate, which I've made a video about. So, on the top right of the screen, you can see it right now. And after this video ends, you can also click the eye icon to see that video as well. It will help you in your journey to chess mastery. So, anyway, let's get back to the topic. In this video, you're going to learn how to do a rook roller mate. So, let's get started. First of all, we have two rooks. This is a huge advantage. And the black king is also on c4. So, first of all, this technique uses the same motive as my king and queen mate video, which is to cut off the black king from moving somewhere. So, right now, we're going to cut off the black king from moving to the left, and we're going to force him to move to the king side, which is the right. So we get started with rook to c1 check. Now as you can see, this king is in check and the king cannot go to the left because this rook is cutting him off. As you can see, the rooks form a bit of a net like this and prevent the king from going anywhere but right or left in other cases. So let's assume that the black king just moves sideways. Now we bring the other rook to d2 with check, and as you can see, the same principle is going on right now. These two lasers of the rooks are pointing at the king, and they are also pointing at the square where the king could have gone if this rook wasn't there. So the king is forced to move to the right again and then check again. The rook is cutting off here and the rook is checking the king. So as you can see, the king is forced to move right yet again. And now we play rook to f2 check. And then king to g5. The king can only go to one side of the board. And you may well realize that after king to h5, there is this rook to h2, which is actually mate. As you can see, this rook is cutting off the king from going anywhere, and this rook is shooting a laser at him so that the king cannot go forward or back when he's checked. And the king also cannot go over the edge of the board. That would just be illegal. So yeah, the rook roller mate has made us win by cutting off the black king, and then that's checkmate. Now, black can try to delay the process of his demise. Let's go back to the starting position. And yeah, after rook to c1 check, black can play this move. Now you cannot go rook to d2 check, as the king can just capture one of your rooks. Now if the king captures one of your rooks, technically it's fine because there is a king and rook mate, but I don't think you would like to uh, lose one of your rooks. So it's not good to lose one of your rooks straight out. Instead, we move your rook to the front. In this case, we move your rook to the front. If the rook was say on c8 and the king was, I don't know, attacking it somehow, then the rook has to move to the first rank where the king cannot reach it. You have to move the rook where the king cannot reach it. Now after this move, rook b7, the king can attack one of your rooks. Now you can move your rook basically anywhere along this file except for here. Now, as you can see, we would like to move this rook here on the next move, but this rook right now is blocking that rook from going there. Rooks cannot jump over other pieces, so you have to move your rook anywhere that it is not attacked by the king, and preferably not where the rooks block each other. So in this case, the best option is to get as far away from the king as possible. Now black can try to reach your rooks again, but we cut the king off. Remember, even though it's not check, we still cut the king off, and after the king moves, we still cut him off. He's eventually going to reach the edge of the board, um, and then he's going to die. So the king tries to get to the rooks. The king successfully gets to the rooks. Now, this rook to g8 check is an obvious blunder because that hangs the rook. So we move our rook away, and now the king is absolutely helpless. So yeah, this is mate. That's the rook roller mate. It is very simple. It is easier than the king and queen mate. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, where I taught you how to do the rook roller mate, and hopefully you will like this video and subscribe to my channel, and you can also comment down below to suggest what I should do next or how I should improve my videos. So goodbye.